and who exactly is teaching your child at school? It's a question that you may want to ask yourself, because as we continue to learn more about Bill Ayers, this domestic terrorist who is now an educator in the state of Illinois. He works at Illinois Chicago University. Now 3,000 other educators have signed this petition in support of Bill Ayers and what some would deem his radical educational programs. Now, here's what they say in this petition. Oh, it's been so unfair how he's been demonized. Think about those families that he tried to blow up. Think how they might feel. Anyway, they say that he's had a continued engagement in progressive causes and that he's had such a big contribution to the education system because he's written 16 books. But who's on this list, Stephen Bryan, in supporting Bill Ayers as an educator?
Well, over the last couple of years, we've heard about Ward Churchill, that guy out at the Colorado University system who called victims of 9/11 little Eichmanns. There he is right there. But also another guy on the list is a fella at Columbia by the name, he's a professor by the name of Rashid Khalidi. And here's a guy...
He's Palestinian, number one.
Well, he was the director of the Palestinian News Service, according to the New York Times. Also, he was an employee of the PLO at a time when the PLO was in the business of terror. Now, the connection between Obama and Ayers and Khalidi is clear, because when Ayers and Obama were running the Woods Fund, they funneled something like $70,000 to an organization run by Mr. Khalidi. Mr. Khalidi also had a fundraiser for Obama. Obama had a farewell dinner for him when he went to Columbia.
Spoke at that dinner.
And Khalidi called the creation of Israel a catastrophe.
And Khalidi and Ayers are supposedly extremely close friends. And how does this factor in for how Israel should be depicted in an Obama administration?
Yeah.
I mean, one has to wonder. He has distanced himself from this Khalidi guy in the last couple of years, but obviously the more that's known about his association with him, the more that Jewish voters might be paying attention.
Especially in Florida, where it matters so much. A few thousand could decide who gets that state.
I know you've looked into this Khalidi character, who apparently is one of the guys who has written this letter of support. Stop picking on Bill Ayers.
We had a couple of guys on last week, you know, a guy from Hofstra, another professor. I mean, these are just lefties. They're just guys who see the world from a progressive point of view, as they say. But look, there's no, I don't know.
Bill, this guy used to work for the PLO when it was in the terror business.
Look, I don't know what the big deal is. We all know this now. I mean, if people in America are following the news at all, they know that Barack Obama rose up in the far-left precincts. That's where he gained his power. And these guys float around. They go in, they go out. And to me, as a voter, not as a journalist, I made the determination that Obama didn't really care, you know, what they did. He, you know, he basically had a goal, and he has achieved his goal, and, you know, he really wasn't concentrating on who was in the room. He was concentrating on what I can get out of the room.
Yeah, that's an interesting assessment. But, Bill, here's my take on what you just said. I'm not sure that voters do know about all of these associations, because keep in mind, Barack Obama has been very successful at selling that one word, change. That's what people have focused on.
Look, if you don't know by now, then you should have your voting card taken away. Okay? You know, you got Reverend Wright, you got Ayers. I mean, it's been going on for almost a year. So look, it's just a matter of whether people care or not, and some do and some don't.
Right.
That's all.